How do you feel about Pete? Is Pete Hegseth a friend of yours?
Yes, he is. Actually, I go way back with Pete Hegseth. Like what
Yeah,
I remember when Pete was with the veterans group at the Cokes.
yeah,
And so he was always really good to me. So yes,
yeah.
Pete is a friend.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't want to. I just don't want to use the time talking about whether this is the deep state, whatever. But the guy came in with not a lot of management experience of this scale. Almost no one does. But on paper, Democrats are right. On paper, least qualified manager of the Pentagon. Doesn't mean he can't do the job, but least qualified in terms of management skills. And he seems to have some management problems, right? He's having some personnel issues, big shakeup amongst some of his top aides. Won't get into details. What would you say about his capacity to be a good manager of the giant bureaucracy at the Pentagon?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think first and foremost, I believe he was selected, and why I fought so hard from obviously, other than me being his friend, was two primary reasons. And one of which is like nakedly ideological, and the other of which is one that I think has been missing. And I also need to make sure that we paint the third item is that to push back on this idea that everything is failing at the Pentagon, which is not true, because there are some actually exciting numbers with recruitment and procurement that I do want to get into. But the first of which is I tend to not be a neoconservative. People know this about me. I am very against military strikes for Iran, for example. I tend to not favor U.S. heavy involvement in the Middle East. I'm very much the one that is advocating both privately and publicly, like, hey, can we end this war between Russia and Ukraine? And it's not a mystery. And I think Pete, to his credit, has been able to strike a balance throughout the years of course, peace through strength, but not necessarily, and I think this is a fair way to put it, not being from the same foreign policy school as Lindsey Graham. I don't think anyone would
Yeah,
disagree with that, right?
yeah.
That's a fair categorization. Second of which is that I do think that having a warrior in the military run the DoD has been missing, and it's not
I'm gonna respectfully
go ahead.
interrupt you. I'm gonna respectfully
Okay.
interrupt you because I want
Yes,
to get to a
please.
ton of stuff. I just want you to answer the question I asked you. I appreciate how much you want to defend your friend, but I just want you
Okay.
one
Yes.
specific point, and then I want to move on. His capacity to manage the giant bureaucracy. What gives you confidence, or would you have advice for him that
Okay.
you'd
Yeah.
share with
Fine.
us
As
about
far as
managing the building?
sure.
Because that's a
Yeah.
big part of the
Again, I
job, in addition to the
it's
things
a
you
beast.
were listing.
Of course it is. No, and it's fine. I'll make my answer shorter.
Yeah.
I actually think he's doing a better job at managing than people give him credit for. Recruitment is up. Independent report said that procurement is going in the right direction. War game exercises are going up. As far as the top level management, let's just be honest. What happened with the Signal Gate thing was not good, not ideal. Who was ultimately responsible? We actually do not know. Was it Mike Waltz adding in there? And I think a lot of the shakeup of the Pentagon has been a downstream effect from that.
Hey, want to be part of the two-way community all the time? Hit the subscribe button. Great video clips like this, plus conversations like no other, full episodes and more, always available on this channel. You got to hit subscribe to never miss a thing.